Hello and welcome to my channel. My name is Lukhaup, and with this video I would like to take you to Rio Tapajos. I've been 2 weeks there, as far as I remember. It's not too long time ago, but my mind is still there. With me was Corey McElroy from Aquarium Co-op and Juliana Leroy from Brazil. She's a plant expert and she knows these places very well. So I will take you to these places. For me it was absolutely amazing trip. Seen a lot of fish in the habitat that I knew from my past or from the books or from the aquarium stores. So it was an absolute amazing impression. First of all, the Amazon, a huge river. And this is the first thing that we have to understand by looking at it. Then we understand a lot of other things as well. We flew over it. I think it took like 4 minutes over Rio Tapajos and Amazon where they meet. And this is the place where we stopped first, Alto do Chão. And this is just a normal Monday morning. Imagine Saturday evening or Sunday morning. This place is packed there. And Corey already enjoyed the place, but we went then to our first place. That was like a 20 minutes or 15 minutes motorboat ride to a place where we wanted to start looking for fish and to film. And we saw already that the water was not that clear. It rained a lot in the nights, the past nights, so the water was a little bit murky. Welcome to Love Island. Yeah, Love Island. Then we reached the first spot and I thought, this will be difficult. The water murky, yes, it rained a lot the last days, so the water level was high. And you could see that here because it dropped like 60-70 centimeters in just one night, and that's a lot. And when I went with my camera underwater, I could see that yes, it's murky. I can see fish for sure. But not only that, also that every movement with all these particles on the soil will stir up the soil, and I will have these particles in front of my camera. And because it's flowing, the particles will be everywhere. So I was a little bit disillusioned, so I said, yeah, after 2 hours, let's move to another place and hopefully that will be better. This place looked much better, and there was one of my favorite plants that I always use in aquariums, or from the genus Eleucharis. We could not tell exactly what species it was, but it is for sure Eleucharis. There's so many different species of Eleucharis in Brazil that we could not tell. And there was fish as well, but here again, every movement stirred up the soil and I had all these particles in front of me. So I had to wait, because here the water was flowing a little bit faster, so it cleared up a little bit faster as well. What I found here, Corey of course with me, and Juliana and her husband, Daniel, we found Hemigrammus strictus. Not very colorful in this place. We will see other places where they're much colorful. Nanostomus eques, or maybe even a different species, and another species of Hemigrammus, Hemigrammus hianuari. I hope I said it right. Not used to these new names for me. And then there was a little creek coming into a bigger creek, and I decided to go underwater with the camera here as well. I found Ticrosus varselli, what I believe it is that species. So I started to observe them, and of course here also just putting the camera underwater stirs up everything and you have it all in front of your camera. Then Corey told me that in the grass something was moving and he think that this was shrimp, so I started immediately to grab the grass and see if I can find any. So this is the brutal method. Maybe I should have been a little bit softer.
If you put your hand and you hold it on, you can feel them trying to get out of your hand.
Yes, it has this. And it's macrobrachium, and the others are babies without. Well, we will find out. It's heavy. Yeah.
It's a tree.
It's a tree, yeah. There's plenty of them. Big ones. Whoa, what is this?
Yeah,
Snake.
what is this?
Snake.
A snake?
No. What is this?
Ah, eel.
I hope not electrical.
I don't know. Maybe looks like an electric or like a lungfish. I don't have the
Let
little.
me put it in the sun.
Yeah, it looks like a knife fish.
Nice fish, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, we got that too. So really stuck here and nearly didn't come out. It's so muddy in here, but there's nice fish in this pool, so I'd like to film them. I have my iPhone and the new 360 from Insta, and the big case, I have it over there. I don't use it. But this, I was stuck to my hips. I was already thinking I cannot go out. But it's a beautiful spot here. Look at that. But over here, totally, you can drown in the mud. But what a beautiful spot, and this must be Hemigrammus. So the next spot Juliana promised will have clearer water. And in fact, it did. It was a little bit clearer, but not very clear. Anyway, I hold my camera underwater because here came a spring in a spring-fed creek. And yeah, there in this place, the water was a little bit clearer. And when I went underwater, that is usually dry land here. The days before it was dry. I saw a lot of tetras and I immediately got excited. But every movement again, you can see the soil. It's very difficult to film there and it costed me patience. So this is Hemigrammus pelotti. I saw them before but not so in this good light. You remember the first spot? And these red eyes totally impressed me. I was so excited to see them also in these numbers. And this fish will grow about 4 centimeters. And it's widespread in Rio Tapajos, Rio Solimões, Rio Negro, and the Moroni Basin in French Guiana and Brazil. The interesting thing, what I learned about it, of course there's all the parameters, but we know them, is that these fish migrate. One day you can find them in this spot and they're abundant, they're all over. And a couple of days later, when the water drops, they are totally gone. I've been there one day with Corey, when everything was good, the fish have been there, one day alone, and the fish have been still there. But when I went the last day with Corey, they disappeared. No more of these guys in that spot. A fish that is very present in this location is from the genus Mesonauta, and here especially it's Mesonauta festivus. And the Mesonauta is a genus of cichlids consisting of 6 described species and probably 1 or 2 undescribed ones. The fish are widespread in South America east of the Andes, and their range extends from the Orinoco River through the Amazon basin to the middle Paraguay River. So they grow up from 19 to 27, 30 centimeters, although I have not seen that big ones. The ones I have seen have been around, I would say 10, 15 centimeters, not bigger. And the females remaining slightly smaller. So, like I said, they live in small groups, they feed mainly on plants, but also consume animal food. They are open breeders and usually lay their eggs on a plant leaf. The young fish hatch after 2 or 3 days and then suspended near the water surface on plants and swim freely after another 4 to 5 days. Both parents guard and guide the young, and I filmed that in another place, so I will show you this a little bit later. These guys are semi-terrestrial, you can find them on land as well, and they don't grow too big, like 4 to 5 centimeters carapax length. I think on top of the food chain here is Cichla temensis. These guys reach up to 100 centimeters and they come from the Amazon basin, I mean from here, including the river basins of Rio Madre de Dios, Beni, Marmoré and Guaporé in Bolivia and Brazil. And also they are found in the Rio Jamaria, tributary of Rio Madeira. So Cichla species are substrate spawners. The female lays several thousand eggs on a flat stone on the bottom of the water, and both parents care for the brood. While the female looks after the eggs, the male aggressively defends the territory. We will see them more often in this video, and also we will see them hunting. In nature, Catoprion mento, the wimple piranha, is a scale eater, at least at certain times. These guys grow around 15 centimeters in length and they are widespread in South America, from Bolivia to Brazil, the Guyanas, Colombia and Venezuela. What we see here is the silver dollar, Metrinus altidorsalis. And first I thought these are piranhas because the way they looked at me and they always came a little bit closer, but they're herbivorous counterparts to the carnivorous piranhas. Since they grow to a final size of 15 to 20 centimeters, they still fit reasonably well in a standard aquarium, and they are kept by a couple of people. So one species in particular has been popular in the hobby for decades as the silver dollar, but almost always with an incorrect scientific name. These guys are schooling fish and should be kept in larger groups, 8 or more, like you can see here. And as they are herbivores, over time even hard plants such as anubias or java fern, they will fall victim to them. And here we see some piranhas schooling together with them for a while. I'm not sure if they wanted to eat them or what, but also these guys came closer to me. This species could be described as the ideal aquarium piranha. They are colorful animals but relatively peaceful among themselves and can be kept together with slightly larger fish or larger fish of other species. This piranha is, so to speak, a cross between the herbivorous pacus and the carnivorous piranhas. Although Pygopristis denticulata, that's the scientific name of this fish, feeds mainly on meat, it is a small animal eater that does not attack larger fish. I decided that I want to spend a day totally alone here, so the team or the boat guy dropped me here in the middle of nowhere. It was not that far from Alto do Chão, maybe 20k or even less, but anyway, I was totally alone one day and I just spent it underwater filming and trying to understand the habitat. And this day the water level was a little bit more down, but still good enough for find the species in the spot. I have seen them 1 or 2 days before. So the water level changes a lot during 1 week, and it can go from like 3 meters high to 2 in just 1 day. So I was lucky that when I returned, more or less the habitat has been like it was. And here we see species Hemigrammus laevis. I was not sure what it is because these fish look similar to many other species in the Amazon, I would say. And also there's a Hyphesobrycon. I still don't know what it is. We have species that I could find out because also I had to learn about it, like Dicrossus maculatus and Wallacea regani, which was Cichla before, but there's a scientific paper out that put them in a new genus. So I love to observe these guys and see how they try to find food, how they behave. And the other Hemigrammus, they moved to another place this day, and first I thought from the first spot they are totally gone. I showed you these guys before, so I went a little bit deeper into this subaquatic forest to see where are these guys. I couldn't find them first, but then I found them. And here we see that suddenly they disappeared from the spot I found them, and I thought, okay, what is going on here? And then I understood, because when the predators are around, like the big Cichla, they just disappear. Same happened here. And then suddenly I saw something that I have not seen before. You see that? It was an attack of the Cichla that tried to catch these smaller Tetras, and probably he was successful. And then I wanted to see what is going on here between my favorite aquarium plant, Eleucharis, or my favorite genus, because I saw there's a lot of movement down there. Upstairs, of course, is Mesonauta festivus. They always show up. I don't know, I've seen them everywhere. But here on the ground, between the plant and the dry leaves, or the old leaves that are not wet, not dry, there's a lot of fish always. So that is quite impressive, I think, because there's a lot of movement that you can easily overlook. And we have Wallacea regani here. It's a smaller type of Cichla. It's moved to another genus. It was Cichla before. And we have Dicrossus maculatus. I knew this fish from the trade, but I was too busy with the invertebrates to get busy with these guys, also busy with nanofish. But now that I'm here, I remember them, say, hey, I saw them in the trade before, interesting to see them in the habitat. They are beautiful in my view. And here it's interesting to observe the behavior. Even if they notice me as a big guy, they don't take care too much, because probably they don't get attacked too often. They can hide immediately. They just go into the grass and they are gone, other than the Tetras. They cannot. Usually the Tetras stay in the open water, and when the predator come, like you have seen, they just try to swim to another place. But these guys they hide in the grass. They go immediately in the grass and they're gone. So this material I made during I think it was the last day when we have been there, and the habitat changed totally. So as you can see, the Eleucharis is not like 1 meter underwater anymore, maybe just a few centimeters. This is about 20 to 30 centimeters. And the fish moved to this place from another place, and I could find them. I was lucky. But also I saw some different species I have not seen before. There's a Hephaesobrychon, the one with the black bar in the fin. I don't know exactly what it is. Must be a new species. I have not seen them before there. And then also I saw a Pistogramma here. Also maybe could be a new species, because of what I read, there's a couple new species in the Tapajos river, and especially in this area, a new Pistogramma, new Hemigrammus, and also new Hephaesobrychon. So some Tetras, some Cichlids are new. The festivus on top, like I said, there are 6 species, and they're known. These guys are known. So in nature, the fish always have to adapt, find a new place, change the habitat. The water is different here. The water is much more warm there. So I also went a little bit more deeper into the jungle with a lot more trees, and in these places you also find different species of fish. Cichla marmorata, I find them impressive. I knew that they are out there, but I never got busy with them. But if you see them in nature and you see the behavior, and you see them in big schools, and these are in fact the offspring of a couple. The mom is also hiding somewhere, and she's double the size than these babies, I would say. Even I think they have been around 20 centimeters long, so quite big. But there's the mom outside, and she's nearly the double. So that is something I also learned, that they are still with the mom even if they are a bit more old, I would say. I don't know how old they are, but or how old they have been, but it looks they are out there for a longer time. And this is a behavior that I saw a lot in this area. I've never seen just 1 or 2, just if there was an adult couple, but I've seen big groups up to 50, 60 animals. In fact, that's a family, right? Well, that's not totally right. I have seen single ones, but usually they have been a little bit bigger, like from 25 centimeters or 30, I would say, and up. So it's probably the time where they split from the family and try to find a life by their own. But what I have seen is they team up with other big fish like Cichla temensis. I've seen that a lot. Or sometimes even uaru, but usually it's Cichla temensis. They seem that they have a good relation, these two species, and they hunt together. I will show you that in a minute. And here we see heros. They are usually very dark colored, so the color here is very dark. I've seen in other places they're a bit more light. They seem black, but it's probably just a dark blue, dark brown. And Schizodon vittatus, I have seen them before in another place, but never so close. And then the angelfish moved in, and I was stunned. I mean, maybe even shocked, because I was not counting with them. I knew that they were there, but not like that. They just came in, and I was like in awe. I saw them, and I just thought, majestic. These guys are a different thing. And when you look at them, they look kind of fragile, but on the other side, as a group, very impressive. And these guys belong to the genus Pterophyllum. That's Greek. Pteron means sail or pteryx wing, and phyllon is leaf. I had Latin in school, but I'm European, so Greek is not that far away, even if it's totally different from German. So these are a genus of cichlids consisting of 3 species that we know at the moment, whose members are among the most popular and well-known freshwater ornamental fish in aquariums. And even I grew up with them. So that was so exciting to see, and I'm usually not that excited. And I think meanwhile I'm also a fan of angelfish in nature. I probably will not keep them in my aquarium, but in nature, anytime. Big fan. From the Amazon region, with its tributaries to Peru and eastern Ecuador, we know Pterophyllum scalare, up to 15 centimeters in length, and I think these guys are Pterophyllum scalare, but I think they are much longer than just 15 centimeters. From the Orinoco region with its tributaries, the high sailfin, also called the true angelfish, Pterophyllum altum, up to 18 centimeters in length. And the smallest of these 3 species is Pterophyllum leopoldi. It occurs in the upper reaches of the Amazon. And now I also understand why they look like that. I mean, they have this silver shiny color with 3 or 4 broad dark transverse bands that extend to the unpaired fins. But if you look at the habitat and you look at the light and these sticks or plants that are there, that's the plants, that's the wood that's growing there, then you understand why they look like that. They can perfectly hide in between these, I would call them sticks or stems. These are young stems. They can hide there. After 5-10 meters, if they don't move, you don't see them anymore. After the experience with the angels, I said, okay, I will like to know from where all these freshwater come. And there must be a spring or a creek or something. So I decided to go into the dark, because this was like very shaded. I would say it was a lot of trees around this creek that was now higher than usual. And it had a lot of plant shoots in there that like was a barricade to my source. And these plant shoots had some very sharp thorns or something. I always cut myself. My hands had cuts, my arms, my legs, and in fact I was bleeding, and that's why I was a little bit worried about piranhas. But I wanted to find the source, because I said maybe there's a different kind of habitat, maybe there's more water plants or other fish. And I found this fish. Even from the first moment I was convinced this is a new species, because the fish are really tiny and they can be overlooked so easily. And I believe these two are adult because of their behavior. I watched them for nearly half an hour. So I checked all the journals, I checked the publications, the scientific publications, and I believe they are new to science. The pike charakin, we have seen them before. They grow up to 37-40 centimeters, and they are also predators. They hunt the tetras, and I have not observed that, but I have read that. A little bit more up the creek, I found a group of fish with different species. In my view, they're all subadult. They were hiding under a log. You can see Cichla, you can see Cichla, you can see Satanoperca. Heros is also there, but all are not adult. I mean, I know that it's Satanoperca eurupari because of these black bands. Probably it's Cichla marmorata, Heros sp, and Equidens tetramerus. And of course, there must be also some Mesonauta festivus in between because they are everywhere. But after a while they came out, especially the Heros and Equidens. They lost a little bit the shyness. And after that I swam a little bit into the submerged forest, and it was a little bit scary because you never know if you find a big caiman there or anaconda, because they are there. But there was one spot that was, with the sunshine, a bit more clear, and there I could film a scene that was for me amazing, because suddenly all the tetras have been gone and these guys appeared. You see the color changes with the sun, and here you can see that Cichla and Cichla, they hunt together in groups. Now I don't know if that's coordinated or not, or if they just swim together, but I've seen that a lot. But this was a quite big group of Cichla and Cichla. All in all, like 12 animals maybe. And all the tetras gone. As soon as they went around the corner, the tetras came back. And this was so nice to see, because it is so typical that when these guys appear, the tetras, boom, they're going. But it seems they have eaten, and there is no danger coming from Cichla. But for sure we know, because I observed it, that they hunt tetras. So maybe they were not hunting because I was there. They just looked at me and thought, what the tetra is this? So then eventually they decided, we will leave this place, and the tetras have been really happy that they're gone. So I stayed there for a while, just observing the tetras, checking what species, and there's plenty of species here, and some of them are not fully colored, and they look more or less the same, but definitely there's different species here. I just want to leave you a second with this, just that you can observe them, because for me it's peaceful just to observe them and see them swimming. After this place, I wanted to get out of the water. It was late already, and then I found these guys. I think this is the new Nanostomus that is listed in the scientific papers as an undescribed species. I am not sure. They are Nanostomus, this is for sure, but what species they are, I could not tell exactly. So Juliana, you're an expert. What is this?
Mayaca.
Flower.
Flower.
And you identified them just by the flower?
Yes.
Because it's so difficult, right?
Yeah. But then it's black because it's very small flower.
It's a very small flower. That's why we have close-up cameras so we can see it. And Corey is a paparazzi. He loves photographing now. So my friends, this was the first place that I would like, or the first places, the first days, first 2 or 3 days that we have been there, already seen a lot, very exciting. And to understand the habitat is the best to walk it, and then you can observe a lot of things. One day is not enough. You need, or I would have needed a lot more time there. And if you want to check out Juliana, check her Instagram. She's on Facebook too. She's a real plant expert. And Corey, of course, he was with me, we filmed together, but he has another focus. He likes the big fish. I like the tetras. I mean, he likes all the fish, but I think that he has another view on the habitats. He will also publish videos about his places, so check him out. And thanks for watching. I see you in the next video with other habitats from Rio Tapajos. Take care.